Good afternoon, everyone. This is Connie Amos Parsons, and today is Wedding Wednesday. Just Ask Connie. Today we have Syneese Noble from Mount Pleasant Baptist Church, and she is learning Introduction to Event Planning 101. And Syneese, could you tell us today what is the most important thing that you learned from today as a new upcoming event planner?
The most important thing that I learned today that was new was about budgeting. Budgeting is very, very important. Because when you don't have a budget and any event that you're planning, it can sometimes get a little hectic and a little crazy. So it's very important to make sure that you have everything in line and your payment, everything all together to make sure that all your events are going to be very successful and that your clients are going to be satisfied.
Great. Now, one thing that you also learned about planning ahead early. Tell me how important that is.
Planning ahead early, that's definitely key. You want to make sure because a lot of places you have to book way in advance, especially the max is at least 6 months. But you want to make sure that you be able to have your vendors that you need. Your caterers, your photographers, you're going to make sure that you have all those things available to plan your events. So it's very important to plan ahead and so that you have everything in line and everything ready to go for that special event.
Wonderful. And one other thing that I wanted to ask you is your experiences and how would you advise a up-and-coming or a person who is considering being an event planner? What would you tell them?
Most importantly, make sure you treat all your events that you do as if it was your own event. You also want to make sure that that you have you make sure the emotions are there as when you're working with your clients. You want to make sure that you treat it as your own. So you want to make sure that everything is perfect and everything is, going smoothly and making sure that your client is not going through a lot of stress, especially. But as far as weddings, I would say that it's important to learn the history, especially
Great.
about the traditional weddings.
Yes.
Especially. So.
Great. And what side does the bride and her father walk on? Who walks on the left traditionally?
Traditionally, the father is on the left side. The bride is on the right side.
And that goes back to what?
Way back to before I was even born. It goes way back in the 19.
Well, it's tradition. It's
right.
Tradition. That's all. And typically, that's what men were on the left to protect their bride in times of war or fights or turmoil. And the left side was for him to be her protector. Yes. So that's where that tradition comes from. So the bride, he protects his bride on the right, the father does, and he's on the left for protection. And that's the history of the left and right side. Thank you so much, Syneese, and I look forward to seeing you next week for teaching. Thank you.
No problem.